First video in a while. I was actually on vacation last week. I was out with my family at an event called PENZIC, which is a large event sponsored by the Society for Creative Anachronism. So medieval reenactment, immersive kind of event. We've been going for well, my wife and my daughter have been going for 20 years. Is that right? Sounds about right. And I've been going for just a few years less. So maybe more to come on that. I was inspired to pick up my hurdy-gurdy, which I haven't practiced for several years now, and was always associated with PENZIC. And I missed it this year. So perhaps I will, perhaps I'll start to do some videos where I reintroduce myself to the hurdy-gurdy and start to practice for next PENZIC. And it was great. It was great to be away. It was great to be back. And what I have today, before I left, I took a time-lapse video of the corner of my room that I have a meditation space set up in, because I have in the window there a series of prisms and light catchers that, depending on the time of year, and the brightness of the sun, cast a beautiful rainbow across the room. And I say that depending on the time of year, there's always something on the wall here that you'll see as I bring up the video. But depending on where the sun is, those rainbows will then sometimes hit the wall behind me here where I'm working. So there's sort of a beautiful full day effect. When the sun is a little bit higher, the angle is such that the rainbows don't always make it all the way around, but that may not be the right way around, but at some point during the year the rainbows will make it through the room, and other points they will just make it onto the wall there. So the rainbow is a beautiful emanation, representation of the atmosphere of the earth. It's a beautiful object to meditate on for a couple of different reasons. I mean, I think it represents the energetic aura of a human being, just in a very beautiful, glowing, the idea that we're surrounded by this chimerical light substance that can look like a rainbow if you're attuned to reading auras, which I will note that I'm not. But often in the representation of the Tibetan enlightened ones, the rainbow surrounds them. We are taught about the rainbow body, which is at the moment of death, with enlightened focus on that moment of breath as the energies coalesce, disperse, return back to the initial elements. A practitioner may leave no physical trace. Their body transforms into the rainbow body. So I like very much that in this meditation space I can see a rainbow move. It's intriguing and astonishing to me that we think of a rainbow and we're very focused on the arch shape, but a rainbow actually seen from above, it's a circle. And I've dug up a couple of photos from different airplanes and from NASA that show what a rainbow looks like seen from further up in the atmosphere. It's a circle. And we see the arc, because the ground gets in the way. When I first heard that, or saw these pictures, I was flabbergasted. I don't know why. It astonishes me that from a certain perspective, the Earth has these circular rainbows sort of pocketing the atmosphere. Like these jewels, these jewels in the surface of the Earth, or in the atmosphere of the Earth. Just incredible. So the rainbow, the first time I heard about this idea of the rainbow seen from above was from my friend and mentor, Lowry Burgess, who at the time was incorporating that idea into one of his paintings, one of his large vision portal paintings. And he was working, some of these have been worked and reworked since the 60s. When I knew him in his studio, he had in various stages the last 3 of them, including this one, the sunflower rainbow. And the 2 of those together, the rainbow and the sunflower, I think represented what Lowry thought of as our spirit, or as our core, right? What's at our human heart that maybe even is the subsistence base for the idiosyncrasies of our personality. That at the center of all of this is this heart of rainbow light and sunflower. And I feel that. I feel that too. I feel that when I meditate on metta, the ground of compassion, that's what it feels like. That feeling is a incursion on the experience, right? I'm not saying that it is rainbows and sunflowers, that it feels like it, that it resonates with those elements. The other point that makes a rainbow a beautiful tool for meditation, aside from its sort of miraculous appearance in the atmosphere and its surrounding aura, is that it is absolutely the manifestation of a particular arrangement of events, right? The sun, the moisture, the atmosphere, and the viewer. And when you try to find it and touch it, you can't get to the end of the rainbow. And in that sense, it is a lot like, in that sense, it's a very useful metaphor or instruction for thinking about our own self, which is also a miraculous moment of perception and intent and moment, the same way that the moisture and the light and the viewer are necessary to see a rainbow, but that the rainbow is not a thing of its own. It is own. You need all 3. The self is like that process too, and trying to find the self is the same as trying to find the end of a rainbow. When Lowry was painting this picture and working on the big sunflowers, it was hanging on his ceiling. These are like 20 feet tall. They're big paintings. And he would put together the most rickety ladder structures to get up top. I came in once and he had a step ladder with a proper ladder kind of bungee corded on top of it, and a chair here, like it was a crane that he was on that chair reaching up. I thought he shouldn't be allowed He was an old man when he was, he's in his 70s. He shouldn't have been allowed to be crawling around like that. It's crazy. But the Sunflower, we were listening at that time to the Bach Art of the Fugue, and in particular the recordings that Glenn Gould did of several of the contrapunctus in the Art of the Fugue. Gould recorded some but not all of that on the piano. Did he ever do a full recording on the piano? I don't think so. The record I have has a few of them. I'll dig out which ones in particular, and then some of them on the organ. But I don't think, that's astonishing, isn't it? I don't know that there's a complete recording of Glenn Gould playing the Art of the Fugue. I'll look it up and flash a correction on the screen here now if I'm wrong. So, the rainbow, sunflower, metta. Here's a piece, I'll play a fraction of it, for piano and electronics I wrote shortly after Lowry died, which was a few years ago now. And waiting for the bus in the morning, I could look to the east and the sun would be rising from the far end of Penn Avenue. And quite often I would see these beautiful dawn colors that had this sort of rose gold aspect to it. Which is another color I kind of associate with that rainbow, sunflower conundrum, connection. Not sure what the right word is there. Commingling. The consciousness isn't light like light. It is luminous. And I think it helps to have colors. And let's just say I have colors in mind for different states of mind. And rose gold is sort of this visionary wisdom light for me. Other colors we can talk about in different videos. Like there's a equilibrium color that for me is sort of a deep Prussian blue, and but the rose gold of this dawn, while not a rainbow, had many of the same resonance as well. So I thought I would share this today, kind of just again, not that any of this will be the same for you, but there are undoubtedly within each of you some set of resonances with images, colors that help to contemplating those collections of colors and feelings helps stabilize the practice, and as the practice stabilizes, these sort of sensations that are otherwise hard to define can be defined with poetry, painting, or music. And as I kind of stumble along my path of discovery, I'm hoping that it triggers a similar set of questions and that you arrive at your own internal set of meaningful artifacts. And so with that, as always, keep your wits about you, and always send questions or comments either in the YouTube or my email, which is on the website here. Cheers.